Hey everyone, here are 10 Leonardo DiCaprio movies you should watch. Number 10, What's Eating Gilbert Grape? In this one, he plays the role of Annie Grape. Annie Grape is a mentally challenged boy that is the brother of Gilbert Grape, the main character. He's not the main character in this film, but his performance in this film was phenomenal. Like I said, he plays a mentally challenged boy, and the way he was able to capture the essence of the character with so much depth and so much sensitivity was something that was so brilliant to see. And the fact that he was a younger actor when he played this role, and for him to still be able to deliver this kind of performance was something that just blew my mind more. This was the first movie he got an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. I'm not sure he won the award, but his performance alone and everything that he brought to this character was just something that was so special to see, and it honestly stuck with me for a very long time. Number 9, Catch Me If You Can. In this one, he plays the role of Frank Abagnale Jr., a real-life conman. And the way Leo plays this character, it makes you sympathize and care for this conman. Someone that you're not necessarily supposed to care for or care about because he causes damage to a lot of people. But the way Leo portrays him, you just care so much and you're just captivated by everything he does. And the way Leo just captures his charisma and his wit was something that was just brilliant to see. And his on-screen chemistry with Tom Hanks was something that just added depth to the whole movie. If you've not seen Catch Me If You Can, my guy, you really need to go and check this film. If you don't watch it for anything, watch it for the storyline and for Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm sure you're going to love it. Number 8, Shutter Island. In this one, he plays the role of Teddy Daniels, a US Marshal investigating mysterious events at a psychiatric facility. His performance in this film was very intense and very emotional. The way he plays the paranoia of the character and the determination of the character was so convincing to watch. Like, when you are watching this film, there are a lot of things that you don't understand. There are a lot of strange things that are just mysterious about this film. And Leo's performance just conveys all those emotions and all those feelings convincingly. His performance in this film was so brilliant. And this film was directed by Martin Scorsese. And that's another thing that just added to the overall brilliance of this film. In this film, he shared the screen with Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo's performance in this film, together with Leo's performance and Martin Scorsese's direction, everything just adds to the brilliance of this film. You need to check this film out if you haven't. Number 7, Revolutionary Road. This one stars Leo and Kate Winslet as a couple, living a jaded life, living a lifestyle that they are not satisfied with in 1950s America. And Leo's performance in this film was very emotional. It was powerful, it was raw, it was everything. Oh man, this is one of his performances that moved me so much. Like, I've seen a lot of his performance, but this one moved me so much. And his performance with Kate Winslet, their on-screen chemistry was something that added to the overall brilliance of this film. Like, we've seen them in Titanic before. They had that chemistry in Titanic, and they also had that chemistry in this film. It just added to the overall brilliance of this film. And the way they explored the dynamic of a failing marriage was something that I really loved seeing. I had not seen a failing marriage portrayed the way it was portrayed like this, okay, until Marriage Story. But the way it was portrayed in this film was so good to see. You have to see Revolutionary Road if you're a fan of marriages that are failing. You're going to love this film. Number 6, Titanic. I'm sure you saw this one coming. His performance as Jack Dawson in this film is iconic. I'm sure a lot of people have seen his performance in this film, have seen his character, have heard of his character in this film. And for good reason. His performance in this film was brilliant. The way Leo captures Jack's charisma, his free-spirited nature, and his passion was something that was just so brilliant to see. And his chemistry with Kate Winslet and their love story was another thing that made his performance and this film overall such a brilliant film. If you've not seen Titanic at this point, my guy, I swear you have to go and check it out. Then if you don't watch it for anything, watch it for the storytelling, Leo's performance, and the tragedy of it. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Number 5, Django Unchained. In this one, Leo is also not the main character of this film, and he had very little screen time. But whenever he was on screen, he was demanding. His character was so charismatic and so chilling to watch. He plays a slave owner or a slave master, and the way he plays it so honestly. Like, you could really believe that this guy was a slave master. Like, sometimes he annoyed me like, fuck! Oh, fuck! Like, I was so annoyed with what he was doing sometimes, but that just adds to the overall brilliance of his performance. Man, Leo's performance in this film was so good to see. His character was a chilling and interesting character, and man, I love his performance so much in this film. If you've not seen Django Unchained, there you go. I replay. Go and watch Django Unchained if you've not seen it. I'm sure you're going to love it. Number 4, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In this one, he plays the role of Rick Dalton. Rick Dalton is a struggling actor in 1960s Hollywood. And Leo's performance in this film was incredible. The way he captured the character's vulnerability, his insecurity, and his complexity was something that was so enthralling to watch. He shares the screen with Brad Pitt in this movie, and their chemistry just added so much depth and so much brilliance to this film. This is one of my favorite roles from Leo DiCaprio, and the fact that this film was directed by Quentin Tarantino is another thing that just added to my overall enjoyment of this film. This film is not necessarily for everyone because there are some underlying stories that you might not really understand that they are trying to tell. But if you just follow the performance and you just watch what goes on with it, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Number 3, The Departed. In this one, he plays the role of Billy Costigan. Billy Costigan is a police informant that infiltrates the mob and tries to find out the things that are going on and relates back to the, you know what police informants do now. So that's really plays in this film. And because of the kind of role it is, because of the kind of person Billy Costigan is, he's a rat. He's living in a very terrifying world, and the way he plays it so honestly. Like, you could always see the panic and the fear this guy was facing, the fear of getting found out that he's the mole, and Leo just plays it so convincingly. Like, you could just always see him so tense and so emotional and just on the edge. The way he played the character, that was something that was so brilliant to see, and just really conveys the psychological toll that living a double life can take on a person. And his performance in this film was so good. And this film is also directed by Martin Scorsese. The reunion of Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio is honestly a match made in heaven. And if you don't watch this film for anything, watch it for Leo's performance and the overall story. I mean, this story was also very brilliant. Just watch it for everything. I'm sure you're going to love it. Number 2, The Revenant. Hugh Glass was a real-life character. This man was abandoned by his comrades and left to die after a bear attacked him. And Leo's performance in this film was incredible. He plays this role without much dialogue, and the fact that you can just see his suffering, his determination, and his will to survive without him having to say anything was something that was so brilliant to see. He carries this film, and most of his performance throughout this film was without dialogue, and you could just see every emotion that he was feeling. Man, his performance in this film was fantastic, and it was this film that finally got him his Oscar, and it was a well deserved Oscar. And in my opinion, he should have gotten the Oscar long before this film. But man, this film really deserved the Oscar, and his performance in this film was fantastic. Number 1, The Wolf of Wall Street. Of all of Leo's performances, this one is my absolute favorite because this character was just a very fun character. It was a character that was so fun to watch. Like, not like this character did not have flaws. Like, it was a flawed character. It was someone that in real life you might not necessarily like. But the way Leo plays him, he plays him with so much emotion. Like, you could feel that Leo cares for this character, and it just comes across, and it just makes you also care for this character. Even though it's a character that does some kind of shitty things and does shitty things to people, you could still care for him and you could still sympathize with him. And Leo just captured all those things perfectly with his performance. And in this role, Leo got to showcase his comedic side, and that was a side of him I've never ever seen before. And it was just fun to see that side of Leo, to see him play like a comedic, not necessarily that comedic, but you could see elements of comedy in his performance, and that just added to the overall brilliance of this film. And this film is also directed by Martin Scorsese, and like I said, the union between Scorsese and Leo is like, it can't go wrong. So those are 10 Leo DiCaprio movies you should watch. What other Leo DiCaprio movies do you think should have been on this list? Comment below and let me know. If you like this video, like, share, and follow me for more contents like this. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers.